Well, I know that you're noticing there's quite a few parts missing off my John Deere 110 tractor. I have the hood off, I have the hood support bars off the front, I have the grill off, I also have the throwout assembly off. Well, right now what we're going to do is I'm going to go over putting it on and adjusting it so that you have it sit properly. Now, I know it's hard to come across these rotary mower owner's manual, so I'm trying to share as much with you as I can of mine. Now, you can get a reprint from your John Deere dealer. I got lucky, I found an original on eBay. So you guys do me the favor, since I'm trying to help everybody else. Click on those Google ads, like the video, subscribe, follow, and please, if you leave a comment, make sure it's G-rated. That way my son can read them to me, because he enjoys reading them right along with me. Now's a good time to look everything over, make sure you have all your parts, and match it up to the owner's manual for the rotary mower. Now, we're going to follow the directions and install and adjust the belt tension. Here we go. Now, you'll see the cat's behind. You'll see under the footrest that you've got the brackets to support the mower deck. We already have installed your throwout bracket. Now, I'm going to get down low with the camera and we're going to get this thing installed. Here we have the pulley with the bushing already installed. We have our 3 1/4 inch by 3/8 bolt and a washer. This is going to be installed with the threaded portion on the inside of the frame. The bushing will go into this hole and then be tightened down. I suggest taking this back out and putting a good heavy grease lubricant on it. I coated both the bolt and the bushing with a light coating of my favorite lubricant. I'm not going to show that lubricant because it's on one of my other videos. Everybody knows my favorite lubricant if you watched any of them. It's a purple product. Now, you can tighten this down fairly snug because the bushing allows it to move. Now, in the front of the axle, there's a small place for the spring to clip over. Stretch the spring forward and clip it on. Missed. We'll stretch it out. Make sure it's on. And it just sits in the groove. Okay. So this is your drive pulley. It's on. We're ready to go to the next step. Now this gets very difficult. It's hard to explain to you. You simply put the belt on. That's it. Now we're ready to go to the back side. This is where everybody has a lot of trouble. Now there's one key component that I've not installed here, and it's this belt guard. That's because I just went over changing the belt. Now there's a guard here, and my safety cutoff switch should be right here. So what I did when I had it off is I painted it. Now I'm going to install that shortly, but right now we're just going to finish putting this on, and we haven't unplugged the switch to put the safety on. I also have a new fuel bowl to put on here to stop this pesky drip, and since I just spent all that time painting this guard, I didn't want to destroy the finish until I change the bolt. Now, if you'll notice, everything just seems to want to fall right into place for you on this John Deere tractor. Lay your belt over the groove, it goes to the outside. When properly adjusted, the tension, you should have a space here. And if you'll notice in the diagram, it told you not more than, not less than. So whenever it gets down to less than the allowed clearance from the back of the bushing, you need to adjust your belt to pull it away from it. And that'll give you the right belt tension at all times. Now I've also noticed today that the proper bushing is not in this. So I'm going to order that from my John Deere dealer tomorrow, since the one I go to is so good about giving me everything I ask for my 1965 John Deere round fender 110. So I'll put the bolts on, I'll put the washers on, and then I'll put the pins through the holes, and I'll adjust everything out and the tension of my belt, and then I'll show you what it looks like when you have the belt adjusted properly. And your return spring. Your return spring goes in, hooks in this little, hook your return spring in, and you'll reach back and there's a eye right there that it hooks in. You can't see it because I've waited too long in the day to do this for you guys, but it is there. This spring is to help your pedal return to the disengaged position. Now for the adjustments. The nut on the front, and there's a head on the back of the bolt that goes through the pulley. You can tighten it by simply grabbing the nut on the back. Then you're going to engage, and you'll notice that you are too far back. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to loosen the pulley, and we'll continue to slide the pulley further to the rear of the tractor or to the front of the tractor, depending on which way our adjustment needs to go, until we reach the specification set forward by John Deere. Now what we're looking for here to meet those requirements is whenever the pedal is engaged, we're looking for from the end of the slot to the center of the stud, not more than ½ an inch, not less than ¼ of an inch. And if you get to 3/8, that's whenever they suggest it's time to adjust it. And what we're looking at right now, starting if you use the 1 inch mark as your start point, we're looking at exactly a 32nd of an inch less than ½ an inch. I'm going to say that's the proper belt tension according to John Deere specification. Now we'll check our nut, we'll make sure everything's nice and snug, because like I said, we don't want to stop mowing to work on the tractor. We want to do all of our work before we get to mowing.